Hey everyone, today I wanted to go over the newest Arkdina, the Primordial Arkdina review. I think she's a really great hero that has a lot of potential, but I'm currently sleeping on it. I don't think I have found a perfect team that she fits on, because she's really replaceable in any Avenger slash Phantom team. You can basically play any Avenger slash Phantom and the team would pretty much perform the same. The issue with her is she serves as a support hero that makes your team immortal for the first few rounds due to insane damage reduction she provides and the immortality pretty much. So it's really issue with when you pair her in the phantoms, because they don't really scale well if you don't play them with Hela, for example, or Cleopatra, whereas Hela is just far better, obviously. But that's the issue with her. She's here for the long-term scaling teams where they don't pretty much exist in the Phantom, so I tried putting her in a lot of various different teams, such as Ethereals and even Monarch Avengers. So Monarch Avengers are slightly different than the Phantom Avengers because they actually do scale, because they do have Isis and Aphrodite on the team, as well as one of the Fate heroes most of the times. You kind of feel bad wasting the Phantoms on her. So I think maybe she will belong to some kind of Doom Phantoms team, or the team that the Doom Phantom team then that runs Narissa with, and you give her Elovin for the scaling or some kind of similar team. In a lot of cases, it turns out she's a really replaceable hero. So I'm going to compare her to the last season's Ascended Bastet, because I'm going to say the similar thing for her. Although this is just a day one testing, I did spend around like 500 battles, I think, dueling a lot of players, or at least a reliable player, Farbspiel, if I said that correctly. So yeah, it's really hard to make her work. I made her work the most when I paired her with Ethereals and Albert. So I had 3 monarchs and I had Ethereals for scaling and the actions, and that team worked because it managed to survive a lot of burst from the Phantoms and Magatama, as well as from the Monarch Avengers. That team, however, did never actually win against 7 Dooms. 7 Dooms were just too strong against it. So for the first day of the testing, I'm going to say that she's not as needed as, for example, Arcane Dorabella is. Arcane Dorabella is currently bug fixed, so she does the 10 instances of damage like she was meant to do previous season, but she didn't. She only did 5, so now does actually 10. And she's really good and really far better than she was in the previous season. Despite losing the seasonal stats, she's amazing. She's still one of the top 10 heroes for the extreme difficulty that you will need for every single battle pretty much. So if you're going to summon on someone this early, I would suggest summoning on Arcane Dorabella until she's 9 stars. Even 8 stars is really enough, but 9 stars is where you unlock the +2 Ethereals, and I must say 7 Ethereals is pretty insanely strong, because they scale through the roofs and nothing can really stop them except maybe 7 Dooms. I did lose with 6 Avengers against 7 Ethereals in Foggy. I also lost with 7 Doom Monarchs against Ethereals in Foggy. So I'm pretty leaning on towards 7 Ethereals being really strong, having insane scaling, especially with Lilith, because 7 Ethereals, or rather the 7 synergy passives, seem to be applicable to the base stats, and then if you have a buffer such as Pledge Hero or Lilith, or any percentage buffer that will scale off the base stats, will make that insanely high, which is why we see insane numbers right now even in non-seasonal PvPs. So as of the first day conclusion, I'm going to say that you don't really need Arkdina right now. If you're not someone who's highly competitive in PvP, only summoning to have the hero and have the options in World Arena or Foggy basically widen their range of teams, I'm going to say you do not need Arkdina right now. She really is a great hero. As I said, she's pretty much similar to the Ascended Bastet. Like, she's not a mandatory hero to have, but she's really nice to have. She enhances the teams, but she's not mandatory to have overall. Especially not compared to what Arcane Dorabella brings to the table when you get her to 8 stars or 9 stars even. The lowest star level that Arkdina requires, in my opinion, is 8 stars. At 8 stars, she unlocks the immortality to all allies, and the issue with 8 stars is her old force is only 50% chance to reapply the immortality, and it becomes 100% at only 12 stars. So it's still pretty RNG whether she will reapply her immortality or not, so I'm not really a fan of that, but however the 50% damage reduction she brings is really noticeable. I did test it and I did see the difference, it actually works and is really nice. As I said, she's a hero that will be enabler, she's a support you will deploy to ensure your teams can survive the initial rounds, kind of like a cauldron in a way. So as long as you can do that and have a scalers around her, I think she will be great. As I mentioned, this is just a day 1 review, so maybe she will be better, maybe we will find better teams for her. As of right now, she's just a filler that can slot in a lot of teams, but she can also be very easily replaceable. That's my initial take on her. As I said, I do think her minimal star level is going to be 8 stars for the reliability, and then you will want 9 stars for the +2 Avengers. And that's going to be it for today's video. I will maybe make a short update on her after like day 3 ends or something, when I get to test her in the World Arena against Phoenix, which is her main selling point, being immortal to the execute, which is really nice. But again, that only further makes her a support unit that is here to make your allies live and enable them to scale up. And yeah, that's about it. I will be also doing a giveaway on this video, so as you know it, just comment your Discord username. That's all I need, so I can easily contact you if you win. So please just write down your Discord username. Even though you know that I know you, just write it down in case I forget or something. So yeah, good luck to everyone and see you in the next update of the Primordial Arkdina if it happens. If it doesn't happen, then you can consider her pretty skippable unless you're a mid-tier PvP competitive player that really can summon like 100 oaths on every single hero. In this case, it might not really be worth it. If you can summon 200 on every single hero to guarantee her 9 stars, it will be worth it, but otherwise you're better off saving for the future Marina or just getting Arcane Dorabella to 9 stars. Good luck to everyone on the giveaway and see you in the next one.